and wide. In the forest, there is no place to hide. Strange paths. Tonight I fear that I will not survive the dying of the light.
All right. This is The Dying of the Light, a series from the Starfall Collective. The Starfall Collective is a collaborative storytelling group using the Dungeons & Dragons game system as a vehicle for creating rich and compelling stories in a fictional world we've been developing together for a while. You can find out more about the collective, as well as the stories we're telling, at thestarfallcollective.com. We're back with a new episode. Let's find out who's in this episode. I'm Sir Robert, a father and entrepreneur, and the host of this season's story. With me tonight are a few friends playing the characters in this drama. Please say your name, something about yourself if you like, and a brief description of the character you're playing, and maybe something about your character's perspective on his current, maybe not predicament, well, maybe predicament, on his current condition and circumstance. Why don't we start with Matt?
Hey, my name is Matthew Talamini. I am a writer and web developer based in Providence, Rhode Island. You can find my stuff at MatthewTalamini.com. That's Matthew, TALAMINI.com. I play the shirtless wizard Diamondback, and Diamondback is really focused on trying to help out his friends, some of whom are in trouble here. There seems to be like a prize in this area that we're going through for his friend Inkatink. There also seems to have been some of his other friends, Yoshka and Talid and Neno, who are like stuck in here somewhere, and we're hoping to try and find and rescue them. So really, he's his own personal sort of side quests are in a pretty good place right now, and he's just trying to help out his buddies.
All right. Dwight, how about you?
Currently, also, Diamondback is a giant snake.
Aha.
If you recall.
Yeah, I do recall. Dwight,
well,
how about
Belvari would like to go to sleep for like 8 hours, but there is a giant snake nearby, so...
Fair enough. How, Belvari, how are you?
Sleep, there are snakes. Sorry.
How are you feeling about the current circumstance that y'all are in?
Oh, it seems like the danger is high, but not wildly high, but it's very close. So, like, I've camped out near a lich before, and it was no big thing, so...
Okay.
I'm also walking near a guy who may have a lich appear next to him at any moment, as far as I know. And I don't think that lich will be his friend.
So you're saying we're like rodeo cattle at the end of the rodeo. Nothing phases us.
I think we're like not rodeo cattle, just regular cattle at the end of the chute.
Right.
On the other side of the abattoir, as it were.
That's right, like cats in a barrel. Pat, how about you?
Yeah, I am Pat. I'm playing the character Toll, and he's concerned both for himself and for Neno and Yoshka and whoever else is
Khaled.
with them. Right. So, and the group hasn't been separated like this before. So he's definitely a little worried. This is a world where it's obvious that there's strength in numbers, and having your numbers halved is not a good thing for many reasons.
And finally, Josh.
Yeah, so I'm Josh, and I play Inkatink the Kinku, but not one. And Inkatink is very concerned for Nino, and certainly cares deeply about making sure that no harm comes to Talid. And I think he feels a little conflicted. I don't think he's like, Yoshka can go jump off a cliff and die. But I think he is a little bit conflicted because here he is sticking his neck out for Nino and Talid, which makes perfect sense because that's so much of their identity as we're those who survive because we watch each other's back. And so that kind of mutual contract is definitely, something that transcends species and language and stuff. So even though Inkatink's brain works a little bit differently than a person's, definitely all of that loyalty pack mentality is there. So I think that's what he's feeling, is that, half of his pack is missing. Half of his murder is missing. Sorry. Trying to make one murder, one strong murder. So
Sounds good. All right. Well,
Previously, on the Dying of the Light.
party, this half of the party, made their way to the edge of this phenomenon they have been told is referred to by locals as the hole. It's vast. It's really, really big. From the outside, this wall of blackness that they encountered stretched as far as they could see to the left and right and upward, without much bend to it. It seems to be just a huge, giant expanse of pure blackness inside. This is, it's not a small chance, but that this is where Inkatink's potion to find his focus is leading him. If it could have been anywhere with an expanse this large, there's a chance it was in here, and it is. So they have moved into this space, and what's that?
Oh, I was just thinking, of course, it could be just on the other side, so we might walk all the way through this cylinder of darkness.
Hence the evil chuckle.
So they have been walking now for what seems to the party like forever. In fact, it has been a total of 2 hours. No, wait. Sorry. An hour and a half.
Like 4. Oh.
No, it's been an hour and a half that y'all have been walking through so far.
But because of the overclocking of the adrenaline, it feels like 2 days.
It does feel like it's been a long time. They, upon first entry, found the corpse of some big animal. It was devoured, unable to tell exactly what it was, but it was quite large enough that it left blood in a sort of mire of blood all around it, which they stepped through. They went on for about half an hour, and then came to a carrion crawler that just happened upon them. They were able to defeat it pretty handily. And then a few minutes later, a pair of strange sort of not quite conjoined, sort of contact juggling twins, these ghasts, came and attempted to devour them. And then
Them Fushigi brothers.
that's right. Immediately afterwards, they
Sorry.
were brutalized by an awakened tree, and then had a brief reprieve for 15, 20 minutes before this crazed refugee from the Iron Bell, a slave gladiator who was apparently well experienced, jumped out from the tree to fight them in his way. They've just defeated that man, but that ogre, I should say, but they are the worse for wear. Each of y'all, you have who here has some damage?
I do.
Me.
Matt. Okay, so
Toll is very
Diamondback,
damaged.
Belvari, Toll, Inkatink, you're okay.
Yes.
In the blindness of the previous battle, the gladiator was jabbing at you, attacking you randomly because he couldn't see you. He only sensed where you were as an experienced veteran of various kinds of combat. But so that's why he was all over the place. Okay. Now, I want to recall for the players and the audience, you have a mechanism for finding shelter, right? We did this a long time ago when you were first wandering north of Garoda. Yes, Inkatink? Wait, I can't hear you.
You're muted.
Sorry. Tink does have some cure wounds components that he would like to use. I think he hands them to Belvari, since if Belvari uses them as a druid, they'll have full effect. So he gives Belvari 8 and 8 of water root elm and wind branch peach tree. So basically, you've got 8 cure wounds.
Okay.
8 level 1 cure wounds.
What does that do? 1d8 plus spell casting ability modifier, which is something. No,
Yep,
one more.
1d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier.
And
However,
that is 3. So
he hands you one more cure wounds of a different type, and that way you can cast that at a level 2, and you would only have to use 2 components to do that.
Gotcha. So one person can get 2d8 plus 3.
Actually, sorry, I've got 3 of them, so that means that you can do 3 second level cure wounds. And with that, I will stop doing inventory management.
Well, I
Because
will
that's
mark those
great
off.
audio. I did. Yep.
Okay.
So I will cast that. Patrick, how many hit points do you need?
I have 8 out of 35, so I could use up to 27.
Okay, well, I'll cast 1 second level for you. That is 2d8 plus 3.
Yeah, I'll take that.
How's 16? Okay, I'll do do you think a level 1? No, probably another.
I've
Something
got it.
else to be aware of is we could also, before we start using spells, if we would stay still for an hour, we could get a short rest and use hit dice to get back some hit points. I don't know if we want to do that because we're in a dangerous area, but it's something to think about. Continue.
Yeah.
So
I think if we find, go ahead.
I will let you know that your intuitions would tell you, based on what you've been encountering, that you are still there's having an encounter if you were to stay still, because their creatures are moving around. However, it's lower than if you were moving yourselves, encountering things. So,
but also, if we start an encounter, I'm I'm not gonna use turns healing people.
Right.
Right now we can do those for free. So
Yeah.
and also hit dice aren't necessarily gonna heal everybody back up to full.
That's definitely true.
So what does that put you at, Patrick? How many more do you need?
I could use 11 more.
I'd say go ahead and do another second level.
Wouldn't the level
Yeah.
1 be 1d8 plus 3?
Yeah, there's an
Yeah.
outside chance that you could do it. That's true. That's true. Yeah, give it a shot because we know that we have to do 8 of them, or no, 5 of them as level 1 anyway. So
Yeah, there we go. Give you 4 more.
That's
Okay.
not bad though.
Matt, how are you? How many do you need?
So I'm a giant snake right now, and I currently have 70 out of 90 hit points. I have like really low armor class, but really high hit points as this kind of snake. So maybe, and also if I go down to 0 hit points, I just turn back into Diamondback. So like,
Gotcha.
maybe don't heal me.
Okay. I'll heal myself then with a second level.
I basically used my once a day get
Really?
90 free hit points.
Nice.
Ability.
That's 11. 11 heal. That puts me pretty good. So that leaves me with 1 second level and 4 first level, right? That I can do for free.
that's right.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so now do y'all want to look for a shelter?
A shelter. You could find a shelter
I
using
want
the
to
same
keep
rule.
moving in the same direction. Good. I just want to say I want to try to look for shelter moving in the direction of the focus. That's it.
Yep. And you can find a shelter using the same rules from before, which is a D100 roll to see what level of shelter you find, and then there's a D20 to find out the condition of that shelter. You may remember that from many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, to let you know, the Inkatink, you have ballpark. You're 4 or 5 hours left of the potion that tells you in which direction your focus may lay. If you have another potion, that's something, or if you have the components for a potion. However, you would have to do it blind, which you can, but you have to take your hands off the torch if you were to try to do it. Doing that on the run would be quite risky.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so what if we kept heading towards it, and if we find a really good shelter, maybe we can hang out there. If we don't find much, we just keep moving.
It'd be worth sacrificing the last bit of the potion for a really good shelter. So yeah, I'd say let's start making the checks.
Huh?
Okay, fine with me. And what I'd like to do is pick one of you to roll the
D100 and D20.
D100, sorry, that's right, the D100, D20, and whichever use you.
I've got a D100.
There you go, Matt. Good. And you can add your survival bonus. Sorry. And you can add your survival bonus to that roll.
I've only got +2, so maybe somebody else should do it. Yeah, Belvari, you make the roll. Or maybe I can actually roll and we add Belvari's bonus.
Yeah, use your D100. Why not? You don't often get a chance.
Hooray!
So this is going to be, as you're moving, you're keeping an eye out.
Still rolling. Still rolling. It's going to stop any minute now. 64.
Plus
64
6.
plus 6. So 72.
And roll me a D20
I believe it's just
for the
7.
condition.
I'm not a master at math.
I agree with you, Dwight, about 70.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought it was 8.
Roll a d20.
No. Here's a d20. Only a 6.
Okay.
You
You
get to add
find
the 6 to that.
no. You find as you are moving through, off 40, 50 feet to the side, in a little cluster of trees, you find what appears to be a long abandoned sort of hut made of flaps of hide and branches. It's not a sturdy structure. However, it does not seem to be insignificant. It is basically like a heavy tent. Stronger than a lean-to, but it's not going to hold out a bear intent on getting you. It may, however, make you less obvious and give you time to respond if there were an attack.
I mean, I sort of think let's keep going, but
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Is that what y'all want to do?
I've got limited time left as a snake,
Yeah,
and we've got
fine.
limited time left on the potion, on the
That's a good point.
directional potion.
Sounds good.
I say we meaning make hay while the sun shines and keep moving. Okay.
Sounds good.
For your
counter.
Encounter.
on each of these.
There you are. Okay. As you see this bomb there, you decide this isn't exactly the right spot for us. It's not enough to warrant stopping, and you move a little bit back in the direction you're going to go, kind of pulling out from the side, so that you're able to, get where you need to go. Roll initiative.
Hey.
5 for Toll.
11です. 11.
10.
2.
All
little
right.
virtual dice was like hidden behind the clear all button, but I could see a bunch of high things around it, so I knew it wasn't going to be very good.
As you pull around in this darkness, you've got your hands held still. You feel, before you see anything, you feel a brief tremor under your feet, and suddenly the soil shakes loose, and a very large creature sticks out 2 pointed, clawed, insect-like legs and pulls itself out of the ground right in front of you. It attacks Inkatink. It attacks you. You're right in front of it. Bite. Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. It does 7 slashing damage to you with its big mandibles, and also 4 acid damage.
Okay.
Let's see. If the target is large or smaller,
That's you.
it is grappled. Escape DC 13. Until the grapple ends, it can bite only the grappled creature. Okay, so you are now grappled, Inkatink. It is your turn.
Okay.
That just means he can't walk. He can't move. He can still like attack and do stuff.
Also, it's a DC 13.
And takes an action.
Inkatink turns and looks at Diamondback and says, I'm a masterpiece of self-destruction. And lets off a, I think a scorching ray in this guy's face. Let me pull up the. Oh, you know what? Actually, he's going to do spike growth on this guy, and he's going to try to get him all torn up in spikes, and he's going to do it around him. So if it came and it bit him, how close is the next person to me?
I mean, you're all holding the same torch. So
Oh,
200
that's right. That's right. Shoot. Okay.
So I actually am not holding onto the torch. As a giant snake, as a
Aha,
coral snake,
right.
I have blind sight. So I'm actually 5 feet to the side of
That's
of the group carrying the torch.
Okay. Sorry. I think I.
So
Okay, here we
look
go.
at the others.
Yeah. I guess he's just going to hit it with magic missile. Just started out damage.
Do it.
Okay.
Roll the damage. What is that? 3d4.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa, that's way too many dice. I just rolled a 73 if
damage.
you'll accept that. Off of 4. Off of 3d4. Don't ask me how I do it. It's a secret. No, I got 9 plus
Okay.
1, so 10. 10 damage. Off of magic. Not bad.
All right. Diamondback, you.
Isn't it +1 per missile?
There's a movement.
Oh. 12. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
I miscalculated. 12 damage, not 10. Sorry for the interruption.
Okay. No problem. Diamondback, you hear a rumble, a very faint under the ground sort of rumble, and sense this creature with your snake-like sensibilities, flitting tongue and such and sound, has grappled Inkatink. Inkatink has said something to you, but there's magic happening and biting happening. What do you do?
Oh yeah. I'm going right in for a bite on this thing.
Do it.
This snake body is built for basically one thing: being huge and just biting. So I'm gonna give it. Oh, nice. Yes. So that's 18 plus 5 for a 23 to hit. How does that do?
That does hit on a 14 AC.
Okay. So the target must succeed. Okay. Well, first I'll roll damage. Here's the damage. It's not going to be huge. Yeah. Wow. That's pathetic. So 5 piercing damage first as I sink my fangs into it, but then I inject some venom with that bite, and it needs to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw against my venom.
Okay.
So if it can
It
make a
rolls
12
a
con.
15.
Yeah, so it doesn't experience any effect from my venom this time.
Not yet. That's right. Okay. Diamondback does that. As he slithers over to bite this creature, this Ankheg, as aficionados of D&D may know, as it slithers over to bite this creature, another one erupts from the ground right at Diamondback and attacks him as well. Let's see. Diamondback does a 7 hit your snake AC.
No, a 7 does not.
Okay. It lashes out to bite this big insectoid now standing next to you in the dark. Toll, your turn.
Going to cast fire. What was it? Firebolt.
Okay. On the One that has
which
Inkatink
is
or one that just
ranged.
attacked Diamondback?
If I do it to the one that has Inkatink, am I going to hit Inkatink?
No, it's specific to. I don't think Firebolt has a area. Let me check, but I'll make sure.
Okay. I didn't know because it is a ranged spell attack, so I guess I have to like throw it.
If you get the same kind of critical failure chance that you always have, if you get a 1 and then you hit Inkatink, but the chances are low.
Okay, that's like a 1 in 400 shot. So
It happened
Yeah.
before when Matt tried to convince us that there was no
That's right.
reason to worry about the.
Very, very true.
yeah, I'll just throw it at the one that just attacked Diamondback just to be safe. That was dang, that was a 13.
That does not hit. AC 14.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Belvari, you've seen what has transpired here. There are these two creatures attacking Inkatink and Diamondback. What do you do?
Have either of them been hit?
Yes.
By this creature?
Wait, sorry. Either of who? The creatures or Inkatink or Diamondback?
Either of the creatures. Either of the creatures.
Yes, the
been
one that
hit.
has Inkatink seems to have had some prior damage to it. It's been wounded probably before it rode into the ground and waited, but also Inkatink hit it.
Gotcha. I will try to hit it with my quarterstaff.
Do it.
Bam! 23.
That definitely does hit.
Nice. And it does 4 damage.
Nice.
Jinkity.
All right. That Ankeg that has Inkatink. Sorry, is that?
Yeah, I can't really do anything else.
Okay. That creature that has Inkatink is it goes to bite him again because it already has him bound and held, grappled, as it were. Fighting to get away. 8 hit your AC?
No, it does not.
Aha. It tries to sink its fangs
His
in, but gets
tough, scaly,
only feathers.
Tough, scaly feathers.
That's right.
Muy bien.
It is Inkatink, your turn. You've managed to evade this grappling creature, avoid its mandibles.
Yeah. I think Inkatink is going to give this guy a acid arrow to try to really step up the damage here and get this over with so that he can focus on the other guy. Hang on one sec. I know. Sorry, I have to take possession of the barky dog. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So yes, here we go. Alrighty. This fool needs to be ready to accept. Oh. So if I hit him, that's
An 11.
11 damage.
Does not hit.
And oh no, I rolled an 8 to hit. No. Oh, I should have done a
Roll
make him
8s on each
dodge
other.
thing. Yep. So,
From these close quarters, you fire an acid arrow. It doesn't land very well. Just sprays off into the distance and into the darkness. Diamondback, your turn.
7 is going to miss, isn't it?
7 misses. All right.
Diamondback attempts to bite the one and holding his friend Inkatink and misses.
Oh. You bite out into the darkness. You can sense where he is, but you aren't able to land anything. The one next to you, Diamondback, is going to do it. He is blind to you right now since you didn't move. So he's going to get this with disadvantage. Oh, a 20, but not a natural 20. And he
A 20.
Strikes out at you.
for
Go ahead.
No, go on. Wait, he got
That
a
actually
20
gets 11.
with disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he rolled a 15 and an 18. He does 11 slashing damage with his
Mandibles.
and 1 acid damage with thick acidic saliva.
Done.
Toll,
Taken.
what's that? Yeah, Toll, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna try Firebolt again, and I guess I'll try it on the one that is it. It's still holding Inkatink.
It is.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that one. Why not?
Do it.
That was a 22.
That definitely hits.
And that is a D10 of damage. 6.
All right. This creature is in very, very poor shape right now. This insectoid that has come up out of the ground. By the way, these creatures are big. They're roughly the size of a horse. They've come out of the ground and grappled Inkatink, and but this one has
Able to see
with your dark vision from a missing limb and is quite torn up. Belvar, your
A
turn.
horse, did you say? I
Ballpark.
hate horses.
I will hit the really wussy looking one with my quarterstaff, or at least attempt to. How's a 17?
17.
And does 6 damage.
Your quarterstaff makes a kind of sickening crunching sound in the chitin of this creature as it caves in some vital part. The creature shudders and quakes for a moment. And that is its turn. Inkatink, it's now your turn.
You're free.
Inkatink.
That's right.
So wait, is that thing dead? Okay.
Yeah.
Belvar just crushed it with his
So-
quarterstaff and it let you go.
Nice. Okay. I think he turns and he looks at the one that is alive and he says, boys jumped the wrong posse, didn't you? And he flames erupt from his hands in a cone, and this thing needs to make a dexterity saving throw of DC 13 or take 4d6 burning hands.
Okay. He rolls a natural 20.
Son of a gun. All right, does he take, let me check and see if he takes half damage on half as much. So he's going to take 4 damage. Nuts. Every now and then you got to try a good catchphrase just in case you're the one that finishes them off.
Absolutely.
Zounds.
Diamondback, your turn.
There's still one left, right?
Yeah, bite it.
One left. And the first one
turn
turned
on
out wasn't super tough.
Yeah. So I turn on the other one, slither up to it, and try to bite it.
Do it.
Oh, that was a cocked die. Hold on. 21 to hit, I think, is a hit, right?
Definitely hits.
All right, so we are going to give it, what do I add to this? 6 piercing damage, and then it has to make that same DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
A 5.
First of all, it's stunned until the end of its next turn, and it begins to hallucinate.
Okay. Wow.
It begins to hallucinate. It's afflicted with a short-term madness effect determined randomly by the GM. See Madness in Chapter 8 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. The effect lasts 10 minutes. I have that page of the Dungeon Master's Guide up. If you'd like to roll a D100, Sir Robert, on this short-term madness table, I can tell you what the venom does.
Give me 1 second. I have the madness table as well. Give me 1 second.
Nice.
Let me roll.
Then in that case, it's up to you.
You said a D100. There it is.
Yeah, it's the short-term. It's a short-term madness table.
An 8, which is
Stunned.
It is stunned
For 10 minutes.
Yeah. So this creature, stunned as to see, incapacitated, can't move, can only speak falteringly, automatically fails certain saves, attack rolls have advantage. This creature is now completely paralyzed and stunned for 10 minutes. Do you want to, guys, we can go out of initiative if you want to just execute it. You have 10 minutes to put it.
That was awesome.
We can do whatever we want with it now.
Can you describe what this thing looks like?
Can you look at its organs and see if any of them have magic powers?
No. Just real quick. What kind of, is it a beast? Is it an abomination? What is this thing? Do we need to make a nature roll?
Yeah. You know of this kind. You have heard of this kind of thing before. Something in the, in the world. Let me find. Here we go. I'm looking for.
What was the name of it again? I think you said it already.
Okay.
Insectoid monster with many large antennae. It
Sensing.
It essentially is it's fast, horse, as I said, horse.
Except,
more horse.
Wow. Okay. So this thing spits acid, and Inkatink's ancestry is Black Dragon. So acid is kind of Inkatink's thing. And I think he's pretty curious. If Inkatink just
5
chops the head
stunned
off
for 10 minutes.
So if Inkatink can chop the head off, could he maybe at a later time muck around with whatever acid situation is going on?
Probably not without tools. Usually to do stuff like that, you have to have the relevant tools.
Yeah.
it'll bleed itself out.
Interesting.
Period.
Right. Okay.
This may not be
I think
the ideal place for science.
Yeah, touche. That's fair. Inkatink steps aside and gestures for Belvari to thwack it with his staff. And at the same time, Inkatink, grabs a cantrip out of the bush and, whatever damage adds a d6 to it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna roll for you just to give
if
you.
the others are
sense
done
here.
examining it. If the others are done examining it,
Toll,
I'll
Belvari.
just coup de grace.
Yeah, I
No.
don't.
Okay.
I don't wish to glean anything from it.
All right, you put it. Let you execute this creature. It lays
Oh.
next to its kin.
Inkatink is standing there, and he kind of looks out at the forest and thinks about the idea of letting it go and letting it just kind of survive, like just walk away from it for 10 minutes and let it wander off. And then he turns to it and he says, I think if I had an inner voice, it'd be telling me to tell you to get lost. And he does the symbol at Diamondback.
The
Okay.
creature,
good.
is,
You missed
the
it.
creature is like, its nervous system is not in effect right now.
Matt saying it's no longer nervous
So it's
now that
basically
dead.
like it,
I'm just kidding.
Right.
I knew what you were saying, Matt. Okay, so that works. That's good color. And you say that, Inkatink, and Diamondback, in his snaky way, dispatches of this Ankh. Heading along your path, I'm going to roll your encounter. Not have, because you checked out that little wigwam, by the way. It just happened. Diamondback, why don't you roll for the next bit that you walk? Why don't you roll a D100 plus Pelvari's 6, I think it was.
6. Here it comes. Wait for it.
dreidel, dreidel, dreidel.
71. That's a 65 plus 6.
You must an area that peoples live. You find another similar wigwam not 5 minutes down the path here. It's basically the same level of structure. And if you want to roll a d20, you can see what condition it's in. Otherwise, feel free to pass it up if you're going to pass it. Your last roll was 70. This
I
is
mean,
71.
right. As a snake, I'm sort of along for the journey at the moment. But I mean, let's check it out. What if it's like the perfect A plus S rank? 17.
Nice. That's a good wigwam.
Yeah, I mean, this wigwam actually looks like whoever lived there, it's big enough for all of you. With a 17, it's secured from outside intrusion, at least by, for normal creatures, for normal wildlife and undead and wild unlife of Garatone. That means environment is maybe a little bit different, and also obviously some crazy creature could could do all kinds of stuff, a giant elk or something, but you haven't encountered anything like that. So this is the most secure you've seen, and it's a big enough place for all of you to sleep if you were to, for a long rest.
Belvari, can you do that plant growth thing to basically even hide the wigwam within a bunch of shrubs? No? Okay. Toll?
What did you ask?
Can you make plants grow up around the wigwam?
I
think. I mean,
I might be able to.
I'm torn.
I mean, it's secure. We're not going to get any better than this. Getting the 17 on the D20, that's what's important. This is a
Right.
secure wigwam. So
Robert,
this way,
I just
we can get a full
I want to
rest.
remind you. I just want to remind you. Here are the things you could have found. This is something you would know, having now been explorers in this time and find. This is what you could have found from weakest to strongest. A clearing, a thick, a dense tree, fallen timbers that you could hide under, a hollow log, a rocky overhang, a rocky hollow, which would be like a vertical face that has like a super shallow cave in it, an animal den, a hollow tree, a cave, a lean-to, tent, wigwam, and a thatched hut, a wooden hut, a log cabin, a stone hut. If you had rolled a very, very high score, components for tiny hut.
So this is really good. This is a really good spot. I have this question, Sir Robert. My snake turning into a snake with using my staff power, that's a once per day power. So if I get a long rest and it's the next day, I would be able to use it again.
I don't think a long rest would be the next day.
I'm keeping track of time, so I'll know, but you won't.
Okay, so I am taking somewhat of a risk doing a long rest. I might not have my staff power until it ticks over to the next day. Whatever the staff's day cycle is. Okay. But it's not that much of a risk, I think. Cool. So yeah, I'm Diamondback or Matthew table talking is strategically okay with taking a long rest here.
One thing about if we do a long rest is, somebody probably needs to stay up and keep an eye out. I don't know. I guess we could all just sleep and see if we make it through all of the possible encounters.
Being in a wigwam like this, it reduces your chance of encounter because you're in a place. And just to let you know, it reduces the chance of encounter, and normal-ish creatures, including normal undead, like those two ghasts from earlier. In this wigwam, he rolled a 17, so it was secured. They would not be able to get in.
Yeah, I think we should just all rest, and then if something happens, it happens. We'll wake up for it.
Tell you that D20 that it could be ruined, dilapidated, long abandoned, disused and shabby, disused but sturdy, secure, which is what you just found, or hidden, which is you can't really find it.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's just pop in there. I need some spell slots back personally. And do it.
Yep.
Yeah, before everybody goes to bed, I'm going to turn back into my humanoid form, and I would like to try and find if I can hunt around just close by. I realize this is a very slight chance of this, but I'm looking for any skeletons or humanoid corpses. Humanoid skeletons or corpses that might happen to be around before we go to sleep.
Roll me. Sorry, the others will be in the wigwam.
No, Inkantik will go out with them and hold on to the whatchamacallit.
Okay.
Torch with him.
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't think that this involves breaking up the party. Actually,
you were a snake. Just go out as the snake.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay a snake. Let the party keep the torch thing in the wigwam so that they'll be able to see anything that might be dangerous to them. I, as a snake, am going to slither out using my snake senses to try and seek any corpses that may be around.
How far will you go, and how much time
Time
will
we
you spend?
spend.
I'm willing to spend
5 minutes.
no, an hour, and I'll go
Okay.
just within like I'll have to you know what? I have to go outside of like sight range of this wigwam. You know
So-
what? Actually, I'm just gonna take half an hour to search the immediate vicinity so that I definitely don't get lost. Just because if this was a settlement and there are wigwams here, maybe there's a graveyard, maybe people died here. There might be skeletons, might be corpses. I just want to check the immediate area, but I don't want to range very far because I don't want to get lost. I want to be able to make it back to here.
You want to stay within your sight range of this place.
Well, that's only 10 feet. So I'll go outside of the sight range, but not very far.
So for the mechanics, I just need you to tell me what's your range that you want to go.
50 feet.
Okay,
50
No
foot
problem.
circle.
sounds good. And
So that
You're
even
gonna spend
if,
up
even if
to
I get
half
a
an
little bit
hour.
lost, yeah. Just slithering
Okay.
around, like investigating if I see any tombstones or anything that any other
Sure.
houses that are around or collapsed houses or whatever.
okay, I'm going to have you roll me just a series, since you're out there for 3 minutes, and we've been rolling for one. I'm going to keep your same rate of encounter, or the staying still rate of encounter. And so all I'm going to have you do is we've been rolling for an encounter every 5 minutes, right? I'm sorry. As you're walking through, I'm going to have you do an encounter every 12 minutes because you're effectively standing still, right? So I'm just going to have you roll me twice for an encounter. So, just roll me a D100.
Are you big enough to
on your-
ride?
on your survival?
I'm definitely big enough to ride. So I'm sorry, is this a survival check?
No, roll me a D100, but add your survival. Sorry, subtract
Okay.
your survival.
Dang, I wish I had
Okay.
said that I was riding you through the forest.
You couldn't see anything if you were riding him. You
At
can't
least
see.
I could say I
We're
was there.
in complete darkness.
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Famous last words.
So add
Uh,
your survival. I said it wrong.
Wrong.
Add your survival.
okay.
I said it wrong.
46
Sorry.
plus 2 is 48.
Okay, on this first one, you have no encounter. Roll me a D20 to see if you have any, if you find any skeletons or whatever.
7
On a
plus,
DC 17.
plus survival.
No,
Okay.
not for this one. I'll let you do plus investigation though.
Oh, I'm
Is your investigation 10?
no, my investigation is 6 though. It's pretty good.
Close.
Okay. So let's do your next set of rolls.
Oh, you
This is a
Dr.
DC
Watts.
17 for that. So first, roll your D100 to see if you get an encounter.
Sorry, this die takes a little while. I love it.
Good.
It's practically spherical.
Have you seen that die that a person made that's all of the D&D dice in one spherical die?
I'm afraid I just rolled a 14 plus 2 is 16.
All right. You do have an encounter. Let me generate it really quickly. Give me a second. All right. As you find a couple of other very shabby little wigwams. As you're going, you go not too far, but yeah, it looks like it a small tribe or thing at some point. But as you go, and I've got to set up this encounter. Well, actually, you can tell me. I'll let you narrate first. No, I'm sorry. We'll do it that way because it makes more sense. You find this one rather and heavy odor, and the wigwam just you barely it sort of collapses in on itself, waking the heads of an Etten. I mean, the heads were. It had just been laying down there. Give me a sec. I've got to do a little really quick creation. I'm using D&D's D&D Beyond's builder. So.
I recently made the discovery, as in just after this last fight, that doing melee damage with my staff is pretty competitive with all the spells I've been casting.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Powerful staff.
Well, the melee damage that it does, I mean, even if it was just a regular quarterstaff, it would be decent, but it's +2 on that.
Nice. And you get to treat it as the two-handed attack. Since it's...
Yeah, I can. Yeah, and I can dual wield it because I don't have anything in my offhand. So that's 1d8 +2.
Got to get you one of them wicked big tiger claws so you can.
Okay, Diamondback. Roll initiative.
$15.
All right. This Etten is a very shaggy. It basically looks like a sort of V with two heads. It's got big tusks and is dumb but brutal. It's your turn, Diamondback. It's up. You stand up, but you are able to make the first strike if you would like. What do you do?
It takes an action to turn back into Diamondback, right? Or does it take my whole turn? I think you might have said. Okay.
I think I said an action.
I was staying pretty close. Oh, an action. That's good. Which direction is the hut? Is the lean-to where the others are sleeping?
From you are, let's say you're facing the Etten, it is about, if the Etten is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock straight behind you, it's right at about 8 o'clock.
I'm sorry, the Etten is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock straight behind me?
The Etten is at
the Etten is 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Etten's at 12.
Okay.
Right. The camp, the wigwam where they're sleeping or getting ready to sleep is at 8 o'clock. So it's behind you and to your left.
Okay.
Also, just to let you know, because it's right here, it'll get an opportunity attack if you were to strike run.
Yeah. But so as a snake, what I'm going to do is I am going to take the dash action to go 60 feet, 3 o'clock.
Okay. It'll still get that opportunity attack, right? I don't know if dash affects that or not. Okay, great. Just making sure I didn't know the rule on that. It has an arm controlled by.
I'm only going to go 30 feet. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to take the dash action. Sorry, that was wrong.
Okay. Okay. It swings at you.
What's the right order to do this in? Yeah.
What? So you can't take the disengage action? Is that a thing that only rogues can do?
No, I could disengage, but that would be my action.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm gonna go 60 feet. I'm taking the dash action to go 60 feet directly in the 3 o'clock direction, straight right. And it gets a swing on me.
Okay,
That's fine.
sounds good. Get one swing on you. It seems to be wielding axe or something. Does a 9 hit you?
9 does not hit.
It whiffs through the air as you move very rapidly. This Etten, I'm just looking to see. Okay. This Etten runs in your general direction, attempting to follow you. I will roll to see how much it's able to. It is able to run in your general direction. Sorry. Yeah, you took your turn. Okay, great. It runs 40 feet towards 60 feet towards you. It's about 30 feet away from you. To still a little bit between you and the, sorry, just north of you basically, because you ran south or straight, yeah, south. So it's about 30 feet away.
Oh, I ran
Not
straight.
sure where you are.
Okay. I'm using the clock in my head to orient, so south doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. You went to 3 o'clock. It ended up at about, effectively had 4 o'clock. Does that make sense? Of what was your 3 o'clock,
yeah.
It ran to 4 o'clock. And so it's far away from you, doesn't know exactly where you are.
So for my turn, I continue slithering snake-like, 30 more feet in the 3 o'clock direction. And then I take my action to drop my snake form and turn back into Diamondback. But I don't move as a person. The only thing that it has heard move is a snake so far.
Yep. It is now, let's see. Great. And I rolled for your actual direction at this point. Let's see. Now it is going to run in the direction hearing you from, and let's see what it does. Okay, it rolled a 1. Basically, as you continue in what seems to you to be the 3 o'clock direction, it moves off far to your right somewhere. You hear it stumbling around and grumbling and growling, but it gets more and more faint. You don't really hear it very well anymore.
Can they be arguing with each other about which direction he went?
I don't think they're smart enough to argue. Intelligence 6, is that?
They went that way. No, that way.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, they're
something
speaking
like that.
orc anyway. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay,
they're arguing each other, one in giant and the other in orc. Your turn, Diamondback.
So now I want to stealthily, take my action to be stealthful and move 30 feet in the 9 o'clock direction, directly reverse of the way I've been running, as much as I'm able.
Roll me your stealth check.
Tiptoeing quietly in the perfect dark.
In the complete darkness. What's your stealth check?
That's going to be 9.
Okay. You hear sounds far-ish away now. They're very faint, but it seems to be this creature still randomly branches and stuff. It is getting further from you. It is not getting closer to what you would guess is about, now that you're heading in what you say is 9, it is to your, sorry, on that same 9, same clock, it's heading towards about the, so it's going away from you guys, as far as you can tell. We'll go out of initiative
That's
here.
great. Cool. So I continue sneaking until I get back to, if I can, until I get back to the place where I started, which is where
Okay.
I found his hut.
That'll-
So this destroyed hut. Yeah.
That'll take you effectively two more rounds, which I'm going to roll for
Yep.
how well you do that. That is a 4 and a 3. You're in human form, right?
Yes. So I'm making footsteps now, not snake slithering noise.
That's right. You
That
believe
probably thinks I'm some other creature if it can hear me at all.
far away now is not worth thinking about at this point. You heard it crashing far away and going what sounds to be away. You are where you think the is, but it's super. So what do you do? If you are in fact
Can I
where
find
the
it?
collapsed wigwam, if you are in fact where the collapsed wigwam is, then 30 feet away from you, to what feels like it should be directly to your left, 30 feet is the secure.
Yeah, so I would like to feel around where I am to try and find the collapsed wigwam with my hands.
Roll investigation.
Here it comes. I just rolled 2 12s, and 12 plus 6 is 18.
Okay, and also now please roll me. Oh, you rolled 2 6. That's 12. Okay, you know what? I'll just use that also this way. You feel around. Excuse me. And you do not find the wigwam. You do, however, find the a path in the that it seems like a huge snake through, and also
Nice.
the corpse of what appears to have been the prey of the Etten. You find in a corpse of a humanoid in decent shape. I took the second 18 and
Woo!
checking for corpses. Remember, we have.
Oh, I mean, it shouldn't be. The 2 12s were me rolling with disadvantage, but I mean, I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it counts. Whatever. You rolled
Okay.
very well for
Sweet.
disadvantage on that.
So I would like to grab this humanoid corpse and follow the snake trail back to the to the secure wigwam.
I just need somebody to love.
Roll me a
We're gonna get
survival check.
monetized.
Come on. That's only a 10.
Okay. You think you're pretty close now in this
Do I
pitch
lose
black.
my own trail?
You have the trail, you think, but you didn't yet. You did not go directly from the wigwam to here. You were slithering all around. And so you think you followed the right set of combinations. Roll me one more time if you want to try again. You're pretty close, pretty sure.
I would like to try again.
Call out if you want it. You can consider saying something like "Inkatink" or whatever.
Not yet. What I'm going to do is
Okay.
make another survival check to try and actually find the place, hauling this dead
Do it.
body behind me. It's a little better. 17 this time.
Yeah, you find what you believe are the trees. Wigwams appear to have been generally built in little copses. So you find the trees of it, and you think you're within maybe 10 feet of the wigwam.
I go into the wigwam with my prize.
It's pitch black. You're going to have to investigate further. You found a tree that you think. Remember,
Okay.
you can't see anything.
Right.
Completely blind. Roll me an. Sorry, roll me an investigation check. You're not trying to follow the path this time. You're just trying to get to the wigwam in the center of the trees.
I'm sorry, you cut out there for a minute. What should I do?
Roll me an. You're blind and hauling a corpse.
Cool, awesome. That's going to be a total of 12.
Yeah, with some effort of feeling in the dark, you are able to finally put your hand on it, and with a little bit more effort, drag this corpse. I assume you're dragging it, right?
Yeah, I'm dragging it.
Okay.
I say,
This corpse to the.
hey guys, I'm back. No problem.
Do we
Nothing
hear
happened.
him?
Everything's cool.
You hear him say that. Pokes.
So he is in our wigwam.
Yeah, it's very dark.
And then
Yeah, just throw that corpse anywhere, Belvari says.
I say, thanks, I will. So can I have just a little space to work here? And I start setting up, and I have to it's awkward. Actually, maybe you should roll on this because Animate Dead has verbal, somatic, and it does have a somatic component.
Material.
What is it?
Okay.
That's body.
Material.
Somatic means that you have to move your hand. Verbal and somatic
Right.
means you have to speak and move your hands.
So I have to keep one hand on the torch to make sure I can see what I'm doing. Can I still do my spell that takes 10 minutes and has somatic components?
I will actually let you, if one of the others is willing to help you do necromancy, I will let that person keep the torch in contact with your hand. You do the motions you need.
Inkatink will do that. Inkatink
thing
will
I
hold the
got
torch against him.
An apprentice.
And just to let you know,
apprentice, excuse me.
Diamondback.
I was brought in with a certain amount of assurances. Sorry.
Diamondback, you would know, or you would be aware of, I should say, the relative urgency of raising this corpse because you don't know how long a corpse lasts in Garatone without rising on.
Yeah, well, it only takes 1 minute.
So-
I think I read it wrong. It takes 1 minute to do this spell.
That's fine.
But,
I'm just
yeah,
saying you
we
wouldn't want to
start
leave
right
it in
away.
the wigwam overnight. Yeah.
Right, for sure. Well, I want a zombie to watch to guard the entrance while we sleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So which I create. I cast Animate Dead on this corpse and create a shambling zombie that really creeps everybody except for me and Inkatink. Just completely creeps them out. And but I instruct it to stand by.
I will
the
be
door
the
and-
decider of that.
Belvari, this servant that I
There's
found.
a consent rule, Matt.
It will guard us overnight.
Great.
Inkatink's down on his knees with a needle and thread, just stitching up the huge part of his leg that's flat fallen open or whatever. And he's just kind of, with a nice yellow
You have to be
thread.
holding onto the torch to see it.
Yeah, he's got one hand on the torch and he's, stitching with the other.
Okay.
Belvari
Sounds good.
has cast Goodberry, and he gives everyone a good berry, which feeds you for a day and gives you a hit point.
Oh, thank you so much.
And do we get to do the rest hit points as well?
If
I
you
think
finish
we're
the
about to
long
take a
rest,
long rest.
if you finish the
Gotcha.
long rest,
Okay.
and also just to
If we
say,
finish our
the
long
good
rest.
berry, the good berry will give you, you will be fed for a day, and that includes drink for what you needed to drink
Okay.
for the day.
Nice.
All right, sounds good.
Let us to bed.
Is anybody going to stand watch or anything?
Yeah.
Listening for things? The zombie?
I'm not going to. I instructed the zombie to stand like in the door. So like anything
Okay.
that comes in here, it's going to hit a zombie. There's going to be there's a fight's going to start that doesn't involve us before we, yeah.
Are you going to leave the door open?
No.
No, I didn't know there was a door. I thought it was a wigwam. We
It's
shut
a
the door.
wigwam
The
with
zombies
flaps
on
and
the
junk.
other side of the door.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
Sweet.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, so the
That
zombies
sounds
on
great.
the outside of the wigwam guarding.
Yeah, sounds good. Go to sleep. I
think,
will roll for us. Go ahead.
Inkatink turns and looks at Diamondback and looks at the zombie and says, Diamondback, some people would say that's over-prepared, paranoid, maybe even a little crazy. But they never met any Ankeg before, did they? And he turns over and lays his head down and goes to sleep.
All right.
Diamondback thinks, did he know somebody in his past life who knew me?
He says the words Diamond Ankeg in a different voice, you notice. Like, he says Diamondback in your voice when you're trying to sound cool saying your voice. So, like, Diamondback.
Checks out.
So you go to sleep. I have rolled while y'all were doing that. I rolled to see what happens in the course of the night. Here's what happens. You time and wake up feeling rested.
Do we get the benefits of a long rest?
You do.
Woo!
You got a long rest.
I hand out 4 more good berries to everyone. If you want, you can hold it for a little while. It does spoil after 24 hours, so you want to eat it within 16 hours.
Assuming y'all slept for exactly 8.
Yeah. Eat it within 15 plus hours.
Fair enough.
Eat it as soon as you get hurt. How about that?
There you go. So, yeah, you are now all in this hut. How did you sleep? What was your contact with the torch, if any? The torch has to be out by now, right? But who was holding the stuff? What's
Yeah.
going on?
Belvari was fine not being anywhere near the torch.
Okay.
Then we probably gave it to Toll, because Toll probably has the next highest wisdom.
So you
Toll
wake up, it's
has
pitch
a
black.
+1 wisdom.
It is pitch
Y'all
black.
ready to move on?
And that's the first thing you hear. Ready to move on?
Yes.
Ready,
somebody
willing,
light
and
the
able.
torch.
In Nino's voice, you hear Nino's voice in the darkness. Ready, willing, and able.
Hey, Nino's here. Let's we've already rescued them. Let's go.
You
Go
hear
back
a
home.
little old lady's voice saying, No, 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 no.
So today, as we travel, someone else should be in charge of like definitely holding the torch because I might drop out and become a snake myself to take advantage of blind sight.
Okay.
Inkatink points at himself and moves his hand around as if to say, like, I'm just going to be casting spells. And then he points at everybody else and points at like Diamondback's muscles and Dwight's, animal mimic and Toll's huge mallet club staff thing. And he says, I'm just going to be holding my hand like this so I can hold it. Because everybody else is
Cool.
melee. He's the only pure caster.
This is a Ikating. Take a torch. Do you have one in your inventory, or do you need one from one of the others?
Yep, I have some torches.
Okay. You're in this wigwam. It's got a 5-foot ceiling on it, so you're getting your space together. You are able to light up the torch. It's very, very difficult in the dark, especially since it's hard to see, but you can feel its heat. You light up the torch, slip on the circle of the night watch, and then one by one you reach out, you find the other guys, and you put their hands to the torch in the blackness. Now you can all see the interior of this wigwam. It is previously lived in. It was well secured. The creatures of Garaton. The closed door is before you. We'll take our 10-minute break. Right.
It'll take 1 second. Inkatink looks at everybody as they put their hands on the torch together, and he makes a very, very peculiar, very unique, but slow, innocuous kind of bird song sound, like, some little series of notes, and he kind of then does it again so that it sounds exactly the same, but very faint and far away. And as if to say, like, I can whistle like this if you guys need to be able to like find me holding the torch and stuff. So,
okay.
Do you have another potion of location?
He does. Last
All
one.
right.
I'll have to start making them after this. I'll have to look at my components to figure out how many more I can make.
But you still have a 5 minute.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay.
So one more actual
take
potion.
Potion, and before you step out, we take our 10-minute break.
Okay.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Cool.
Would you like to rip your own? Yeah, thanks. No problem. Wow. That is very 6 p.m. That's good. All right. Sure.
How are things in Rhode Island, Matt?
Where have all the flowers gone? Long time burning. Where have all the flowers gone? Long time ago. Where have all the flowers gone? The youngest picked them everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time running. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? They've taken husbands, everyone. When will they ever learn? When will they ever Where have all the young men gone? Long time running. Where have all the young men gone? Long time. Where have all the young men gone? They're all in uniform. When will they ever learn? When will they ever learn?
Thanks, Bob Dylan.
Pete Seeger.
Pete Seeger. Who was it that had passed away when the dean led everybody in the song, "Oh, the river is wide and I shall not cross over"?
I don't remember, but I do remember everybody in St. John singing that song all together in the Great Hall on some occasion.
What?
You
Yeah,
don't
someone
remember-
had passed away. I don't remember if it was Ava Braun or if it was Dr.
No, it
Braithwaite.
wasn't her.
Not Braithwaite. The music guy who passed away.
Wait, called Cabbage? He's dead?
No, the guy who passed away while we were there.
I don't remember.
Anyway, that's great audio.
You know that
On my
Ava
screen,
Braun was at our graduation.
What's up?
on my screen, only Belvari and me, Belvari and I have recording dots. Oh, now Josh does too.
I don't see one on my screen either on me.
I'm streaming. Both YouTube and Twitch are showing me right now, so I think we're good.
Okay. Sounds
But
good.
yeah,
Let's
maybe
get back into it then.
maybe Riverside is not getting video or something.
I don't know.
Shall we begin?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know if there's like some kind of. It says look for the dot on people's portraits to verify they are recording too.
Mine says that
Okay.
I'm recording, so everything should independently, locally back up. We should be good to go.
I see yours now too. Only Matt.
I don't see
Matt's
one from me. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing one for me or for Matt.
Do you see a
Same.
recording next to the uploading thing in the top right corner of the screen? Not your
Of the web browser.
not your picture, but yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it says,
know if I do see that.
yeah, that's mine. There's a thing next to the little cloud with an up arrow. There's a double circle. And mine says your audio and video are being recorded on your computer.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you should be good.
Look for a red circle on people's portraits to verify they are recording too.
That's why I noticed it. Okay, well, I can't verify yours, but I will trust. Rachel was half right. Let's jump into it.
Trust, but
So-
you can't verify.
That's right. Just don't worry about that part. So we, you just this morning, the torch lit. Inkatink has signaled to you that he will make sounds like birdsong in the forest. If you think you need him to make sounds for you to get to him, or something to that effect. He communicated it with birdsong, so that's a rough translation. Ready to go out?
Let's go quickly.
All right.
Let's go. Let's roll. I ask somebody for like five or 10 feet of rope if anybody has it. And I tie the zombie to my waist.
Safety
open the door.
donut. Safety donut. Safety donut. Safety donut.
Okay.
We open the door.
You open the leather door into the darkness. It is a crisp, bright, pitch black morning. I'm just kidding. It's just dark. You can't see anything except with your torch. You can see as you all get out there. The zombie in its many parts is all strewn about, taken and. I rolled for what happened during the night. You don't know exactly what happened during the night. You do know that the zombie is no longer as whole as it used to be. There are a few random bits of other creatures that look a little bit gorilla-like, furry, armish sorts of things. Something happened here, and whatever, if there is anything still alive from whatever happened here, it is no longer here.
Something came and quietly dismantled your zombie, man.
A brave friend.
Indeed.
Inkatink shakes his head and says, Gary, Gary.
What?
Just to let you all know, there was a chance of different things happening. It could have survived the night intact. It could have, you know, been part of a brawl that involved you guys. I just rolled
Sure.
for it, and this is what happened. So, okay.
That's awesome.
Ink, do you want to quaff your little vial of juice?
He does. Inkatink quaffs his potion and then immediately reptilian focus is pointing
I mean,
in the
it seems
direction
like
of his
it
focus.
seems like my magic did work to protect us. I feel good
It
about
does.
the zombie being destroyed
Indeed.
instead of us.
Indeed.
Yep.
Well played. Well sacrificed. Inkatink kisses his beak and puts it to the air. Goodbye, Gary.
So, you drink the potion. You feel that down your spine, and your feathers start to fluff slightly, and that pressure that you've gotten really used to now, just on the back of your skull, pushing you in a direction away from this hut. I have gone ahead and rolled a little bit ahead for us, just so we could, have those things handled. You travel for a good 20 minutes. All four of you are right now in human form, holding the torch. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yes, indeed.
You get to a spot.
Just to clarify,
and
we got fully healed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
a long rest.
And if you're using D&D Beyond, there's a long rest button near the top of the page.
And as you
just have to
move,
push.
you go and find yourself a place where, as you get into this kind of significant scuffle, you're not sure exactly what happened and how long ago, but it looks relatively fresh, and you start hearing just a little bit of noise in different directions. What you see in front of you, there is a large snake that has bitten some creature that's no longer easily recognizable. Looks humanoid, but who knows if it's a human or a half orc or an orc or what. It's been really mangled. It is still biting it, but the snake itself has been burned to death. About maybe 7 to 8 feet away, 7-8 feet away, there is another thing. This is some other creature. This one does. It's more like it is also dead. It's more like a possibly dog or maybe some kind of small deer or something, also severely mangled, and also still in the jaws of a snake that has been burned to death. You hear rustling around you. These are right near this these two large boulders, and from various sides around you and behind you, 3 more snakes that are just sort of on the floor. It's a very large creature. It's not. These are not little snakes. These are not like 2-foot long snakes. Are clearly not dead.
So these are each like the movie anaconda-sized snakes?
That does not help me. I have not seen the movie Anaconda.
Oh, wow. Okay,
It's
I'm sorry.
required viewing
I'm
to
sorry.
be in this campaign, Belvari, Dwight.
Right. Jennifer Lopez only acted her heart out and gave the performance of a lifetime. Why would you need to see it? It's not like her efforts mean anything.
One of the greatest actors of our generation, truly.
My goodness gracious, Dwight. You sit there and you tell me you haven't seen Anaconda with a face like that?
What I do know is that
We can hear you
is
again.
oh,
You can hear me.
okay. Is um, large, large by D&D standards. So a humanoid is medium. These are large snakes.
So it's
And you
probably
said-
like 10 or 12 feet tall.
3 of them
If it
are
was-
alive still, you said?
There, now that you see the 2 dead ones, there are 3 that you can see that are alive. They are on either side of you, and one of them seems to be roughly behind you.
Can we move forwards?
You can move
Are
forward.
they busy? Have they noticed us?
They are
Can we
just
just go
I would
noticing
like
you
to
now.
avoid rolling for.
Are extend in front of you, like their bodies extend in front of you.
Like we need to climb over them, or were they burned enough we can just walk through them?
They're burned to death.
But not, disincorporated.
And you said they're noticing us, like we're about to roll for initiative, or
Like roll for initiative now.
oh, gotcha.
I said that before, but that must have been the part that cut out.
Hey, my best initiative roll ever of 11.
3 for Toll.
Okay.
$15.
All right. And you can take
D20.
an initiative roll.
Rolling initiative.
Initiative.
I was deeply, deeply engrossed in the details of giant constrictors. 21 initiative.
You now see that you are in what appears to be some kind of pit of these large snakes. 2 of them were in the middle of eating or fighting something, a couple of things, but are burned to death. 3 of them still seem to be here. They're, effectively. What do you think? I think your turn.
So, by all around me, what you're saying is that the 3 of them do not fit inside of a 30-foot radius circle that does not include me as well?
That's correct.
Okay.
They're very long, and they go
Nuts!
back into the woods, into the forest.
Okay. How many? Could I hit 2 of them with a fireball?
Doesn't look like it. Well, the 2 dead ones, but you can hit 1.
But not 3, but not 2 of the 3 live ones. Okay. All right. In that case, Inkatink, go ahead.
I need to look at Fireball just to understand it exactly. Just a second.
Sure.
I'm looking it up. Mm, 20-foot
It's a 20-foot.
radius.
20. Not
Cannot
30.
hit 2
Of them without also hitting you.
And all
Okay.
of us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get it. So okay. All right. Okay. All right, Danny. Okay, Danny. Okay. Give me just 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay. All right.
This is a part of the roller coaster that's just climbing.
Oh man.
Click, 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 click.
Come on. Sorry, I've got the name of the spell here. Okay. Sorry. There it is. Floating
Click,
disc.
click, 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 click.
The
What are you gonna do with
anticipation.
Floating disc.
Okay. It can hold up to 500 pounds.
That's true.
So, how many of us can fit on that? There's 4 of us. So probably only 3. Nuts! Oh,
If
curses!
you're gonna fly off
But
with
Josh,
it,
floating
I don't
disc
think you
doesn't do
can.
anything. We would just be
It
sitting
gets
up
you
in the
out
air.
of melee range. It gets you up in the air out of melee
Not of
range.
a large creature. How high up does it go?
It can go.
It won't get you out of
20
range of a
feet.
large creature.
It can't cross an elevation change.
20
a
feet's
large
long
10
enough.
feet or more. It can't get across an elevation range of 10 feet or more. It can't move across a 10-foot
deep pit.
I
floats
don't
3
think it'll
feet
get us
above the
out of
ground.
range of these giant snakes. It floats 3 feet
Oh, I
above the
thought you
ground,
could make it
dude.
go up higher.
No.
Okay. Okay. Never
It's-
mind. I thought you could levitate it and make
Those
it go
roller
It's
higher.
not
coaster
useful for combat in
climbed to
any
the
way.
top of the hill, and now we're stuck.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to cast a spell. Can I cast Spike Growth and hit 2 of them?
I will tell you in a moment.
Okay. Same thing. 20-foot
Same
radius
thing.
sphere.
20.
So,
I thought spike growth had a wall shape that you could do. Is that a different spike?
No, it's the ground in a 20-foot. That's a wall of thorns. This the ground in a 20-foot radius, centered on a point, turns hard and sprouts spikes and junk.
fine then. If I can get, is one of them 40 feet away from us?
No, not a full. They're all about roughly 30
Okay,
feet
whichever
away.
one is. Okay. Inkatink puts the spike growth between themselves and the one that's farthest away, so it's now got to go through 35 feet of spike growth to get to them. So,
Okay, great.
So, from what I know about things, none of these snakes can see further than 10 feet.
It's likely they'll find it hard to see us. You think?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think I know a
They're
little bit
about
about
20 feet
snakes
away.
too.
20, 30.
I wonder if they even know we're here.
well, there's difficult terrain between one of us and it, between one of them and us.
What if we try and just skedaddle?
Sorry, the 20-foot is a radius, so you will have hit you. It would have encompassed that snake head
Yes.
because it's a 40-foot diameter.
Yes. And when they move, they'll take 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet.
Okay, just saying. That's good. That works for me. Okay. Next, I just want to make sure we're clear on what happened.
I would also, so for us to move in combat, do we have to all does Inkatink say he moves and then once the last
one of you
person?
Yeah, we'll bend this a little bit and give you as though you had worked out some kind of way of communicating quickly. Like, let's go this way. Military science type deal. If you all are all in agreement that for your movement this turn you'll go a certain direction, I'm okay with that.
Nice.
Yeah, I would recommend we move at least 30 feet
Okay.
north. I'm sort of picturing them as west, east, and south of us.
Well, we'll skirt them and then keep moving in the direction of.
So you'll have to clamber over the two
Focus.
burned up snakes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean,
Okay,
that's my vote anyway.
Would it be easier
Does
if
everybody agree?
if we reversed? Would it be easier if we just ran backwards the way we came and tried to go around all this mess?
You hear motion behind you from what you assume is one of the snakes.
There's a snake behind us.
Fair.
It's a relatively tight
Yes,
circle.
agreed. Let's
It's
go.
not like a huge area. Okay. I'll use that for your motion, and as you clamber over these two burned snakes. The front part of it, where the heads are and the eating of the things it was eating, are the very severely burned parts. And it's less burned as it goes. As you move through the rocks, you actually notice that these two heads actually join about 15 or 20 feet into what looks to be one snake.
Mm.
You're now standing on the fork of these two heads where they join. All right. Diamondback, it's your turn. Take action. Here, you've all moved together.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put some mage armor on myself to get my AC up to 16.
Anything else? And then it'll be
yeah, I moved along with the others, so yeah, that's my
okay.
turn.
The the snake, the body of it shudders really hard, and it seems to be like vibrating and tensing. And the three remaining snakes seem to like pull back, and you can see now in this circle that all five of these heads, two of them dead, connect into one larger snake body. You're at the crux of the two dead heads. This huge pulls its heads quickly back. They are not quite close enough. They're about now the three remaining heads. One of them's about 20 feet away from you, and they are very keenly aware of you now. Belvari, turn.
Okay. Do I get the sense that these they're all connected? I have a thing that I inappropriately used, a spell that I used poorly before because there was only one creature. Does it seem to me like they're going to take damage individually or just as one creature?
Your best guess is that this is actually one, because of your one huge creature that, because of your limited ability to see, appeared as though it were five large creatures. So you're guessing it's one thing.
Gotcha.
But clearly two of the heads could be killed separately. Although, the rest of the creature remains.
Like, possibly they would be able to be killed separately, but they might not. Like, if I was using an area of effect thing, it might not deal damage to each individually.
Right.
Aim for the trunk where it splits. Maybe you can get all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'll what's the range? Oh, so yeah, 60 feet. Yeah, I'll throw a ice knife at just at the nearest one that still looks alive.
Okay. Do it.
That is, oh man, a 12 to hit.
Let's see. It does not hit. Your ice knife, it hits, but it's the tough scales of this creature just don't seem to react to it.
Nice. But as soon as it misses, it explodes and does 2d6 damage to every creature within 5 feet.
So that will not hit you, but it will hit the trunk, and you'll see how that works. Maybe.
Nice. 6 damage.
All three of the heads seem to shudder and quake as this happens.
Nice.
All right. Toll, your turn.
Am I within whacking distance with my staff or not?
Yeah, you're standing on a part of it that seems probably alive. It's shivering and quaking under you. It's where the two burned heads are
Okay.
joining.
Okay, well, I can't wield it with two hands because I have to hold the torch, I suppose, but I'll swing at it with one hand with my staff.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Does not hit. Your staff hits it, but it's tougher than you expected, and the scales of this serpent are not penetrated. Inkatink, you're up.
Inkatink looks squarely at this giant snake and says, "What a beauty," under his breath. And then flames come erupting out of his fingers. Does a 12 hit? Nope, sorry. 18. Plus 6 is 18. No. That is plus 6. 12. 12 is the roll.
That 12 does not hit. That was
Okay.
12s in a row, one for each of you. Huh. The flames burst out, but you managed to hit a part that seems already to have been burned.
Indeed.
Diamond, you're up. And to set this for you, the three heads that are alive are about 10 feet away from you at a 45-degree angle up. They're sort of, like snakishly over the set of you. They've made
Right.
around you and are ready.
Do y'all want to continue moving
I was about
northish?
to mention I would like for us to continue moving in an away direction.
You have to agree.
I'm amenable to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all moving as one.
Color on this creature, right? You're standing on it. So if you move away, it'll get opportunity attack. It'll get one opportunity attack based on the rules. Sound good?
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Wait, how far from? We're on it.
You're literally standing the circumference of part of the trunk of this huge beast. The three heads
We're on
coiled
the
up
body?
and are about. You're on its body. This is the two burned heads we're joining.
Okay.
Just ahead of you, the three other heads kind of merge in the trunk. You're standing on it.
Okay.
Are you going to do it?
Yes.
Sure.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Let me roll a d4 to see which one of you is going to get an opportunity attack against you. It is Toll. Toll. This creature, as you scramble by, as the four of you do, one of the heads just tries to bite down on you hard. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
All right. That head hits and does 10 damage.
All right.
That clamps down on you. Now, did you use? Sorry, you used your 30 feet of motion to get further down it. Okay. You are now past join on this beast. They are looming. When you get back to Diamondback's turn, y'all will have motion again. The creature is aware of you because of where you are, literally where you are on it. All right, I'm rolling. It is on 1, 2, and 4.
It's still my turn,
Tink and
right?
Tink. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's still your turn. Take an action. I thought you were finished.
Okay. No, I still have an action to take and a bonus action.
Great.
I'm gonna cast up a flaming sphere here,
Mhm.
since it's definitely attacking us offensively. And I'm gonna cast it close to us. And actually, how far away are we from the place on the monster where the heads join the body?
You're standing about 10 feet past the point where basically they don't join at exactly the same spot, but there's a maybe 10-foot distance on the trunk where the different heads come out, and y'all are about 10 feet past that, past the
Still
last
on the
one,
body of the thing?
like just to where you could start jumping off on your next round of
Yeah,
movement.
okay, cool. So I'm gonna create a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire, 5 feet away from me,
Mhm.
basically in between me and the place, that spot where the heads join up with the body. And then I'm going to take a bonus action to move the sphere and to ram the sphere into that spot. I
Okay.
want it it's a 5-foot diameter sphere. I want it right on this creature.
Yeah.
And so it has got to make a dexterity saving throw of 14 against
And it
that.
rolls a 17.
Cool. So it doesn't get burned this time, but if it ends its turn on this sphere, then it has to make this saving throw again to
Okay.
defend against
Sounds good.
being burned.
Okay. Good. This this flaming sphere that Diamondback has made, with your vision, you're able to see a kind of gray version of it. It isn't exactly bright because of the oppressive darkness, but you can see it clearly. And he pushes into this creature and burning it severely, trying to. All three heads simultaneously attack, one to Inkatink, one to Diamondback, and one to Toll. They strike out.
Real quick, since we were opportunity attacked when we left the range, if they want to attack, we should also possibly have opportunity attack because they've come into range.
Yeah, we're out
Right.
of
I don't
range
think you
now.
get a. Do you
They've
get
entered
opportunity
our
attacks?
range.
Do you get opportunity attacks when they come
Is
into
it only
range?
when you leave?
It's only when
Oh,
you leave.
yeah,
I
when they
thought
maybe it's
leave
only
again.
when they leave. Yeah, gotcha.
because when they come into it, presumably they're facing you and ready.
Yeah,
So
that
let's
makes
do.
sense.
Inkatink, does an 11 hit you?
No, it does
Josh?
not.
All right. One of the heads snaps down at Inkatink and misses. 20 hit you.
A 20 hits.
The bite crushes down on you for 8 damage, biting into one of your shoulders.
Ouch.
And Toll, does a 10 hit you?
Does not.
It tries to bite down on you, clamp on you, Toll, but it does not hit you. It does not move out of the fire. It's not able to because of the way the rocks that it had been wedged in was, as a little protective area, are keeping it from easily getting out. It rolls a dex saving
DC 14.
throw. Rolled a 3.
Here comes some tasty fire damage. 5 points, please.
All right. Bellery, it is your turn.
There is a snake body below me.
Yes.
Is that correct? I will strike out at that snake body with my quarterstaff.
Do it.
How's a 21?
It is a good hit on AC 15.
And 6 damage.
All right. Finally, Toll.
Yep, I'll swing with my quarterstaff.
At what? The snake or the heads?
If the body's in range, I'll swing at the body.
Okay. It is. You're standing on it still.
That's a 13 or a 12 again.
It does not hit. You strike it again, but aren't having luck with this particular one. It could take your turn.
Inkatink is going to cast Fireball at this great big body of heads of snakes. So they need to make a DC 14. Sorry?
With your fireball, you could hit all 3 heads if you wanted to hit the head specific. You can also the body too.
Yeah, I think he'll do all
Body
3
can roll
heads.
once for its dex. Okay. They'll each roll a dex, just so you know. But body,
okay. Well, then no. I guess he'd probably just go ahead and get the body. Yeah, let's just get the body.
All right.
DC 14, actually. His DC has gone up since he hit level 5.
Wait, will it roll 3 times and get 3 chances to completely get rid of the damage, or will it roll 3 times and possibly lose 3 times, giving 3 times the damage?
It'll possibly lose 3 times.
Maybe you should aim for the heads.
Well, then, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I aim for the heads? Because there's 3 different opportunities for them to get hit.
I don't know. I'm just
telling you. I'll aim for the heads.
Well, they must have separate HP.
Right, and so I guess if we kill the body, then all 3 heads are up the creek without a paddle. So that would be the reason to go for the body. I think I hit all 3 heads. All 3 of them need to make a DC 14.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I have to check one thing.
And if they succeed, it's still only half damage.
Sure.
That's good. So make a dex saving throw of what?
14.
Okay. Let's see. We got one of them gets an 18 pulling out of the way. The other 6. You're squarely hitting that one. And the other one rolls 20. One of the heads is unable to dodge.
And therefore takes 29 points of damage. And the other 2 take 15 each.
That when that lands, excuse me, that head that got hit is singed and burned severely and collapses onto the pile of the other 2 burned heads. Now 3 burned heads. Longer alive.
All right.
Boom.
All right. Diamondback, your turn. And also the party, you can have group motion again. You've all used your motion now.
I think I would like for us to be not on top of this thing.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Can we keep moving and get down off of it?
You can either jump straight down off of it or run down the length of the snake.
Let's run down the length of the snake. I'm not interested in all hanging on to this torch while we're trying to do acrobatics checks.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You'll still be on it, but you'll run 30 feet. It's got more than 30 feet of length. Okay, so you run 30 feet down its length, and Diamondback, and it will also here. Just the exact same thing as before when you ran down its length. One of the 2 remaining heads strikes out at you. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
The head is able to strike out at you, probably angry for the fireball, doing a. Okay.
Servut.
Now, what do
Yeah.
you want to do with your action?
Yeah, so I'm gonna point at the.
Mhm.
Does either of the heads appear more damaged than the others? Than the other?
It's hard to tell. The other two
Okay.
both dodged it. So
I point at one of the heads. It has to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
okie dokie. It rolls a 9. What happens?
Ha! There's the sound of a dolorous bell, and since I'm
Mhm.
5th level, Toll the Dead does 2d12 of nasty necrotic damage. Oh yeah, that's going to be 11 plus 9 is 20 points of damage from this
Nice.
cantrip.
You roll this.
Toll
this
the Dead.
bell tolls. This bell tolls right next to the head, and it causes this horrible necrophy of its head. Part of its flesh seems to melt away as though one eye is melting off of its head. It's not incapacitated, but it's badly damaged. All right.
Okay.
The two.
Toll the Dead. A great spell and a dear character.
Toll's still alive.
In here.
Diamondback and Belvari, the two remaining heads attack at you. Diamondback does a 23 hit.
Absolutely. Really, it hits pretty bad.
It lashes out, doing 12 damage.
Oh, okay.
And Belvari, the other head, in quick succession, strike you with a 19. Does that hit?
Yep, that'll hit every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
And 12 more damage, a quick staccato to Diamondback and Belvari. Belvari, it's your turn.
Hey, so it's ending its turn. Wait.
It is.
It's ending its turn
yep.
on my fireball.
Dex saving throw.
So it gets to make a DC 14 Dex saving throw.
Rolls a 17.
All right. No damage from the fireball.
Not this time. Belvari, your turn. And then Toll.
I will strike again at the snake body below me.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, 14.
AC 15. Oh, wait. I'm wrong. Hold on. Nope, AC 15. Yeah, you're right. You miss it. All right. There.
I got nothing.
Okay. And Toll, how about you?
I'll swing at whichever head looks, or do I swing at all of the heads?
You swing at one head or the body. Doesn't really matter at this point.
Okay.
If you're
I will
swinging, it doesn't
swing
matter.
at
Melee attack.
Yeah, I'll swing at one of the heads. And that was a 23.
Yeah, there we go.
Hits.
Nice.
And that's 8 damage.
All right. Good. Inkatink, your turn.
Okay. So I think I'd like to cast Levitate on this fool because he's a creature and I can. Oh, no, it probably weighs more than 500 pounds. Never mind.
It does.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Inkatink's going to shoot an acid arrow at this guy. 25.
A firebolt? Was that a firebolt or an
No,
acid?
acid. It's an acid arrow, and it does 11 points of damage.
Okay.
You do so, Inkatink. It is now the head recoils, shocked backwards. Diamondback, your turn.
Should we
All right, can we
continue
finally hop
moving?
off of this thing?
You can get off. It has gotten smaller now. You feel like you could get off pretty well.
Would it get to attack us if we jumped off?
Not if you don't move
I
more
don't
than
think we have
5
to
feet away
jump.
from it.
So
The place where
even
you
the
are,
body.
it's about 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall.
Let's keep running down the body then until it ramps down onto the ground and we just continue.
Yeah. So that we
Okay.
don't draw an opportunity attack.
You will draw an opportunity attack
That's how
from
we
the head
move.
this way. Yeah, that's fine. So down the length of the body. It goes after you again, presumably in revenge for your acerbic attack just now.
Yo, acid
Does a
arrow. Acid bolt.
26 hit?
This thing is like 90 feet long.
It's very long.
Okay.
Huge.
Okay. You have reached the part where it has tapered down now to nothing basically. It's calf height. You're able to jump off of it. That was Diamondback. Diamondback, do you want to take an
Awesome.
action here?
Yes, please. And I can move my sphere up to 30 feet with a bonus action. I think I could have done this earlier, but I didn't. I think I can. Tell me whether this is okay. Here's what it says. As a bonus action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet. If you ram the sphere into a creature, that creature must make the saving throw against the sphere's damage, and the sphere stops moving this turn. So I want to move it 15 feet off of the creature and then 15 feet right back onto it so that I ram it. And then so that it's still, the sphere is still on it.
For color, it's okay with me if you pull the sphere along its length, doing the same damage to this part of it.
Sure.
You do whatever you want.
I want to do an attack with it. I want to do an attack with it with my bonus action so that it stays in place so that it gets attacked as well at the end of its turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it. Okay.
Cool.
So it doesn't make the DC save or
saving throw. Yep.
Okay.
Let me see here.
Dex, there
It is.
Ooh, it rolled a 2.
How much damage does it take?
It's going to take 4 damage from that. And then I am going to like start make some snaky motions with my hands, and I'm going to reach down and touch the creature. And my spell attack modifier is +6. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds. So that's going to be an 18 to hit.
It definitely hits.
Awesome. So it's going to take 3d10 necrotic damage. Where are my d10s? I've only got 2 of them. Oh no, here's 3. That's a 4 and a 10 and another 4, so 18.
It had 16 hit points left. If you had done this with less than 16, one of the heads would have died. Piece together, this is a Hydra, and if you had killed one of its heads without using fire, it would have spawned, but he damaged it.
Both of the heads
It's actually body itself seems to rot and decay in front of you, collapsing like a bloated corpse. Finally,
Sir Robert, Sir Robert,
Um,
Sir Robert. Sir Robert, Sir Robert,
Yeah.
Sir Robert. Wait.
tell me.
I have a class feature that I need to tell you about.
Do it.
I got a class feature for you, see.
The name of this Necromancer class feature, which I'm now getting to use for the first time in this entire game, is called Grim Harvest. Once per turn, when you kill one or more creatures with a spell of first level or higher, you regain HP equal to twice the spell's level or 3 times its level if the spell belongs to the School of Necromancy. You don't gain this benefit for killing constructs or the undead. This is just a level 1 spell. So I get 3 hit points back.
That's awesome.
That was
Good job.
amazing.
Can you
But
raise
you
that
see-
Hydra?
You see Diamondback lay his hands on this thing and just necrotically dissolve it and actually absorb some of that filthy, gross magic energy into himself and heal some of his own wounds with it.
That's right. In
Not
living
much,
black and
but
white,
some.
there it is. That's great. Very good. You regain 3 hit points from this creature that you leave here, and I
Hit points is
suppose
10%, man.
there you go. And are you going to go on everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to stop here
Yep.
for the night, but you walk away from this creature, moving forward on. Inkatink, you have a dull sense that you're in the back of your, in that pressure in the back of your head. You're closer. You're so much closer. It feels like it's nearer than it did before. You leave
Good.
this.
He's excited.
This deathly, I should say, Hydra here in the land of Garatone. Its corpse perhaps destined to become an undead Hydra. But that is not your problem unless you happen back the same way. You press on.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's the prize?
So, Robert,
That's
I'd
true.
Like to,
Wait,
I'd like to,
we have to destroy it completely, otherwise we're just going to fight it again as a zombie.
So, Robert, I would like to propose that
Propose away.
Matt, you just met the Hydra. What have we talked about? You cannot propose matrimony to every monster.
I would like to propose that Diamondback's encounter with the Etin was a successful encounter because I got what I wanted, which was a dead body out of it. And so Diamondback should get full XP for that encounter, or
I have
at least some XP for that encounter.
XP is already managed, and I hear your
I love it.
pitiful plea. Okay, let's do experience. I'll tell you real quickly what you get. Let's see here. I'm going to tell you encounters separately. The experience separately, so I have to add them up for you. Sorry. There we go. For the archeg, you each get for the archeg, you each get 220. Diamondback, 100. That was a
if you
had been. And for the Hydra, 975.
What was it that we got 25 for?
225 for the Ankeg, those
Oh, okay.
little insect creatures.
The
I only heard
large
25
insect
and I was like,
creatures.
that's like not very much.
Yeah. Also, take 100 each for your excellent survivalism in this scenario. Y'all could have that Hydra fight. That was it was partially damaged. I gave it to you a little weakened, just for y'all to know. That was a CR8. That was a hefty fight. If you had not killed it in Katink with that fireball, you would have been multiplying your woes.
That's good.
That was good. Y'all could have
You
died.
gave us a
multiple
nice
times.
hint with it
Oh,
having
yeah.
been burned up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I had killed its body with the quarterstaff, would that have done anything to the heads?
The way D&D has that work is when it takes 25 damage in a round, that head, one of the heads dies. And it comes back as 2 new heads if, the next turn, if it wasn't fire damage.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
only
So
the fire
probably
damage
should-
killing it.
Gotcha.
So when the Unk eggs first showed up, you said that there was a trimmer in the ground. So I looked up quotes from Trimmers. So all the random things that I was saying were lines from the Trimmers franchise.
I just finished watching the entire Tremors franchise, Elliot and Simon.
Oh wow.
It's so
It was great. We haven't actually
broke
we
into
didn't
the
actually watch
wrong
the TV
rec
series.
room. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Simon was at the age to be awed by it. He was like, "That's amazing."
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
He's 9.
Oh yeah.
I
All right.
was.
Also-
I don't know how
also-
old I was.
Go ahead, Dwight.
I don't know how old I was, but the scene where they pick up the hat and the guy's head's underneath it, just I saw that and
Yeah.
stopped wanting to watch Trim.
One of the stars of the first movie died about 3 months ago, and so we watched the next Tremors on his death day in honor of him. But also, they're both excited because at the end of one of the movies, it says that people celebrate Burt Gummer Day the day before tax day every year. So we're going to do that.
Burt Gumper.
Anyway.
That's right.
Nice.
Great. So there we are. We will pick up tomorrow with you leaving this bloated sack of Hydra. Not tomorrow. Next week.
Next
Gotcha.
week.
Yeah.
Fail
And I'll be back
Hydra.
in town.
Adios.
Thank you, Sir
All right,
Robert.
have a good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you all.